First thing I want to touch, Carmel, is and anyone else that's designing a characters because we're gonna have a few people. Um, is and everyone should know the program that we're using. I want everyone that has a computer to get Anime Studio to help out with the animation because it's gonna be a little bit of animation. So this is where we're using Anime Studio, and we got this little character. This character just comes with the program, and as you can see, he's already drawn out, and I'm just moving his arms and limbs around. You see that?
Yeah.
So this is gonna make it way easier to animate because we don't have to be drawing each step or each movement. What we do have to draw though is each position because as you can see, if I move him up, one sec, if I move him up, you can't see what's under. You see how the scarf just kind of stretches.
Mhm.
So that's limited. That's why Carmel, I was telling you that in certain positions and certain we're going to need uh watch this because what you have right now is excellent. And that's good. What Kohath is doing, she's doing good with Pharaoh's daughter. Watch this. Yeah. All right. You see how this guy, right? We're looking him from the bottom.
Yes, sir.
All right. You see how they kind of added a little something extra, um, and you can see into his neck. Or for example, here we're looking. This is a top view of the character. So it's not enough to just have front side to side or the back. We need from under and on top because certain shots, to give it a more cinematic feel, we might have Moses at this angle, and we had to you have to give the perspective from how he would look if you're looking up to him, especially since he's a main character. He's a leader. He's the prophet at this time, the main prophet. So he's got the highest footstool. You understand? So certain
Yes, I understand.
so certain shots that we're gonna do is gonna require looking up to him. You understand? No.
Yes, sir, I understand.
All right. So we're gonna need and I'm recording this right now. Whoever's not catching it, um, this is what we're gonna need for all the characters because what's gonna happen is that going back to the chibi here. Watch this. So you see these little bubbles at the bottom. These are the keyframes, and each limb has their own sequence. So the arms and the legs, and they have a certain time. Like you see his eyes move to the left over here. But when it started, it was looking directly at us. So instead of having to redraw everything, it's easier because all we have to do is move his limbs around according to the timeline. The only problem is though, if we for certain scenes we're gonna have to have like a front view of his face and a side view from his face and all that, which you're already working on. But we need all those. This is just to show you why we need all those angles. And the animation, instead of having to redraw it, is gonna look something like this. Yeah, you see that?
Yeah, I see that.
So instead of having to redraw it frame by frame, which is gonna take a lot of time, we just have all the different positions. Now I don't know if they went as far as, okay, they didn't go as far as giving him different different body part types or versions of his body parts, because this is, I'm gonna show you what I mean. For example, there's a scene where Moses puts his hand in his bosom.
Mm-hmm.
One sec. Where is it? Hmm. Okay. What I was gonna show you is that they have an option in Anime Studio where instead of having to redraw it, you already have, like, for example, you have an option where you can just switch to a closed fist and an open palm. And what we can do is that instead of having it, uh, with a black hand and then just have to redraw a white one, you just change the color. But you're gonna have to draw out his hand closed, pointing and stuff like that. Different versions of his arms. We're gonna have to have a lot of different versions of their hands. I don't know if you saw this. I think I posted it. So what we're gonna do with everyone that designs the characters, we're just gonna retrace it because we don't have time to be drawing it over and over again. So the first time around, we're gonna trace out your character. We're gonna give him color, uh, and then give it all its moving parts. So as you can see right here, he's tracing this Krillin character from Dragon Ball Z, and he's giving it all his colors, and it's coming out exactly like the actual cartoon. So if we skip ahead, you see how even he's controlling even his eyes. So we're gonna,
Yes, sir.
huh?
Sorry, I was just saying yes.
Okay. So even you're gonna even have to do like different versions of his mouth. So how his mouth should look with him pronouncing each vowel. Because we're not gonna need so there's like 5 vowels, so you do different, like 5 different versions of his mouth. Him yelling, also, normal speech, angry, stuff like that. And at the end, this is what it looks like. So with Sister Ayana, she's working on the backgrounds. It'll blend right in. And what I'm starting to think about is maybe with the storyboards, with the people that are working with the storyboards with me, I think we just might focus on doing more close-up shots rather than outside shots, just because there's less to control. Um, but I'll see. I have to go back to the drawing board on that one. That's why I think I'm just gonna have everyone. I'm gonna have like just so we can get the storyboard done because it's taking too long. Once we get the storyboard, also Liam he's working on the audio. So I'm doing the storyboards based off his audio because he's working with another team, with the audio team, with the script. Once they make up finish the script, they do the voices. Then I hand you guys the storyboards. Um, the thing about the storyboards for the people doing the storyboards is now I'm gonna touch into well before I continue because the next thing I'm gonna touch is how you should be referencing and how to do your research. Did you Carmel? Do you have any questions concerning how you should be doing the character layouts?
So I'm just doing different perspectives for each character, and then also the bowel movements for their faces
Right.
included in the.
Exactly. So different and you know what I think I'll do so it's not so we're not doing work that that's not necessary. I'll have you do them as we do the scenes. And right, I'll have you do them as we do the scenes. Because then at least you won't make hand perspectives or different types of versions of his hand positioning that we never use. You understand?
Yes, I understand that. So
Okay, so what's next? Um, Storyboard. This is very important because this is what's gonna help us not waste time. So it's gonna keep us grounded. So for storyboard, the thing about storyboard is that it serves as a guide and it helps us not waste time and I don't know if you noticed Daniel chapter 2 we were under a lot of pressure and we were rushing a lot and some parts were inconsistent because we didn't have a storyboard. If you see if you really critiqued it, Daniel chapter 2 had if you saw the palace it had a lot of inconsistency.
Hmm.
um especially with the scenery. So now what we're gonna do, what we should be doing so far is that I need someone to basically map out uh Egypt. I think the city that he was in, no, actually I already downloaded. The city was it was like Pi Ramses. It means city of Ramses. So we should be drawing this after the fashion of City of Ramses. His court, it should look like his court. The plants and the decorations and everything, it should look like Egyptian decorations. So with this one, let's see. This is SketchUp that I was talking to you about, Yana.
Okay.
I think I might have Gershon because since he was kind of helping you out with the
Hmm.
scenery. Um, how did you wait? That you said that last background. You didn't use Topaz for it. That's what you said? Because that was a hot. Let me see. It's still downloading. This one with the pyramids.
Oh, I recreated it with I took um a look of images of like shiny pyramids or something that I put in, and I just took them and I just made up my own off based on what's under the background work.
Okay,
I
so
placed it on.
for something like that, also let's look at pyramids, Valley of Kings. So when you're doing your storyboarding or you're doing whatever drawing you're doing, okay, so this is actually a little accurate. Is this real? Is
Yeah, that's the yes, that's the
okay. So you weren't off. All right. This is the Valley of the Kings.
oh,
So
I thought that's the same as the pyramids of Giza.
Or are they the pyramids? No, it's the same place. It's like there's like
Okay.
they're right next to each other. So
Oh.
okay, so that was good. Shots like, cause especially for the intro, what I want to do, and not to get off the topic, cause this all has to do with storyboard.
Okay.
Um, what Tid, help me. What are some anime movies?
With children.
Wolf Toad? I don't know, man. That's how it
Don't.
sound like.
Don't. Hey.
All right, have you ever seen the intro? Let's say the intro Prince of Egypt. It's been a long time. I forget how it looks. Uh, that's not enough.
I don't watch like anime movies.
Whatever it is. Okay. So what I'm trying to get at, that I can't find it. Hold on 1 second. My rib is calling me. Hold on.
Okay.
Hey, Shalom. I'm in the middle of a conference call right now. Hello? Hello? Naomi? Yeah, where you at? Listen, I'm in the middle of a conference call. What's going on? Okay, you coming home, or are you going to the sisters? Okay, all right. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, shalom. All right. So what I'm trying to get at is that we want to make the intros to kind of see cinematic. So my thought, and I would definitely love some feedback, is like maybe start out with a bird, and it's like it jumps out of a tree, and it's like flies over like the Nile River, and you see all those animals, and it'll fly over Gershon, or was it Goshen? I mean, it'll fly over Goshen, and you'll see the captivity. You see Israel, um, and then you see that it says, or it'll go over like a hill or something or whatever, and then you see Egypt. So we need to map all of that out. How is the city going to look? How did it look? And can we reconstruct that? So this is the Valley of Kings. This is one temple, and we need to. What you do is that you gather your folder, you save all these, and you use them as a reference, and then you base your art off that. For the people doing the storyboards for like the Pharaoh's court, Ramses court. Let's see what pops up. So Ramses court. These are the images that I'm getting. So this is what the entrance to his temple should look. This is Ramses the third. We all the architecture, everything should be based off the references, and in order for it to be historically accurate. Um, Recreation pyramids of Giza. Okay, there we go. I think this is yours. Okay, this was excellent. I like this. Um, this was excellent. This is what.
Okay.
Yeah. Um,
Is the before the what am I trying to say? Is it off though? Like
I still think that the paint brush was a little too much, but this is perfect. I definitely the sky is definitely perfect. I like this part of the sand. It's just this little piece right here that kind of bugs me, because I'm gonna show you like anime background. Let's see. it because what it is like watercolor kind of. Let's see, desert. All right, so this is definitely. You see how this is more. This is has that watercolor brush to it.
Mhm.
So we obviously we don't have the time to get that much in detail, but if you use
Mhm.
topaz, I think you can get that. Even if it looks a little too realistic, that's fine because nowadays I'm seeing with the new anime, it's kind of headed that way anyways. Things like this mountain right here would be
Mhm.
a different layer, and as let's say there's a character coming through here and like let's riding through, these would move along to give that feel like okay, this is not a 2D object. This is 3D. Just to give that illusion, because people really don't care about the background, but because most nine times out of ten they're focused on the main character, whoever the characters on the screen. But
Mhm.
the background is important because it helps give that illusion that it's in a captivate the people that it's in a real world.
Right.
Um,
What? I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Like the last particular one that you like, I actually did do that in Topaz. I separated the pyramids and um, merged together,
Okay.
and I did separate from the sky and the sky separate from the sand. And I was still using the same photo where the man was on the camel.
Hmm.
It's all the same photo. I just took out the man on the camel and I left everything else the same, other than placing objects on top of.
Okay, so then this part right here, I think is just a
Mhm.
lot of footsteps in it. Um,
It's a hill.
huh?
It's actually a hill going down, and it does it. I don't know if it's footsteps or not. I can't.
Yeah.
Do I have the,
S-
do
So
I have
when
original?
so when you yeah, it should be on Telegram, but when you get that challenge, try to
Yeah.
see if you can even do that in a different layer because technically, and this goes into foreshadowing, because I know that's another technique that some of you aren't familiarized with, especially with like the storyboard and character design. Foreshadow, not foreshadowing. What was it called? Is it?
Foreshortening, sir?
There we go. There we go. Foreshortening.
Mhm.
Thank you, Carmel.
Oh, great.
Um, for if this has to do with foreshortening because this hill is way closer than all that are over there. So it
Okay.
it kind of has to be on a different layer, anyways, just to give that feel again that the closeness.
Understood.
Yeah. And if you could do that, because sometimes a certain setting on Topaz with the different brushes might work for this section of the sand that's farther away, but it might not work for this section which is way closer.
Okay.
Yeah. So and that goes for anyone that's helping out with making the scenery. Uh, yeah, I think I might use a lot of you to help out with the storyboards because that's something that is immediate. Because once the storyboards get done, that's when Sister Yana, Sister Gershon can start making the background, the scenery, and that can tell exactly Carmel if she's doing Moses, what position she needs to draw Moses. Uh, and it'll tell Kohath what position she needs to draw Pharaoh and Kazdeel, whoever's doing what character, exactly what positions to draw them in. So I think that's what I'm going to use most of you for the storyboards to get them done faster because I know the schedules conflict and a lot of you, especially now, the reason why I've been so free is because I've been vacation, but starting tomorrow I won't be able to do a lot of work until nighttime. Um, so that's what we'll do.
Okay.
The next thing we spoke about scenery. Uh, let me just start talk about Google SketchUp. So Google SketchUp, You see, over here, if I can get somebody that works on a computer, and they can start. You see that this is it's very basic. All you gotta do, you can literally design a whole city. Let me see. Just turn around. You can literally even it doesn't have to be that eloquent. Just draw a whole bunch of little boxes and stuff, just like the city of Pharaoh is, just to symbolize what needs to go where. And then the people that do the scenery, they can go into detail, um, and we can take it from there. You see that? I just made a little peasant house right there. Bam. Who can if someone can get Google SketchUp and get the trial, because they give you a little trial time, just enough to get this done until we can actually buy it. I forget how much it costs. Um, that would be great. If not, I'll take it upon myself to do it. But someone could not join because your meeting is full. Okay, who's trying to join? One sec. But you can actually, sister, yeah, if you want to explore that as well with some of the buildings, and then just then toss them into a topaz to make
Mm-hmm.
the. Oh, also Liam, he's trying to. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
All right. And so, yeah, and like I said, I know Gershon. He's also working with the. I know he's working with Sister Ayana. Well, with the scenery. If one of you two want to take this upon yourself, because you can make actual stuff, I'll show you, and incorporate it. What's this? You all you gotta do is just make it into a JPEG, and then and then send it into Topaz, and then add whatever effects you want, and there you go. You have the whole city of High Ramses. So you see how they made a full house with Google SketchUp. You can even use some of it to make the inside scenery. They have the palm trees and everything. Look, they even made a castle. The heck is that? You know, they get real extravagant with this stuff. They even make characters, but that's just to give you ideas. And if not, if I have to get involved, because I know we're limited on people that have computers, then I'll do it. We gotta do what we gotta do. Okay. What's the next thing? Because I don't want to take too much of your time. I guess how many of you? Oh god, the thing is that how if you can hear me, tell me on Telegram, because I just need to know how many of you have computers that you can work off of. Yeah, and put it into Telegram.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so Kohath has one, Brother Gershon. Well, Carmel, I think it makes sense. I think that you get Anime Studio because then you can it'll make it easier for the animation because then what you can do instead of having to drawing it and then we retracing it, all you have to do is draw it inside the program. Um, Kohath you too because you're drawing the Egyptians. Um, if we need any edits, you can just go in there and then even do the animation for them. Azel, you know what? Azel, do you video edit?
No.
Okay.
You heard me?
Yeah. How much time a day do you have to dedicate to this?
Tuesdays, Monday and Wednesdays I'm in OR. So Tuesday, Thursdays, Fridays, Sundays.
How many hours?
When I get home, like from like 5 until whenever.
All right. So everybody else doesn't have a computer. Michael doesn't.
Sure. I don't have one.
Let me see something. Um. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. Everyone that has so this is what I'm gonna do. Everyone that has computers, you're gonna get Anime Studio to help out with the animation. And everyone that doesn't have computers, you're gonna focus on the storyboarding and coming up with the designs so we can the ones that do have the software can reference from and make the animation happen. That's what I'm gonna do. So, for example, Sister Havila, Soldier Makael, who else doesn't have? Everyone else. Amiel. Although Amiel, he's focused on the gods. I might have someone help him because I know that's a lot of work. Um, Help him with the designing the monsters and things like that, and the beasts. So that's what we're gonna do. Is anyone unclear of what they gotta do?
No.
Okay.
No, it's
Huh?
the anime. I'm sorry. The Anime Studio. Is that what you just purchased for $9?
That was on sale when I bought it. That was during the summertime. Now it's up to $25.
Okay.
I think I saw it. Let's see. Well, how much was it? It was between 25 to $50. Yeah, there we go. It's $37 here. Oh, that's interesting. They got Anime Studio 10 for $20. That's cheaper. But I think I can get it. I can install mine onto yours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. All right. So that's what we're gonna do, and yeah. So everyone's clear. There's no. If you have any other questions, let me know now, so you're not confused. Um, but that's what I'm gonna have everyone do.
Okay, I have a question. So
Mhm.
for now, I'm still doing the background scenery, and when you add the Anime Studio to my computer, I'm gonna help with the tracing. Is that right?
I think I'm gonna have you just deal with. I'm gonna still have you deal with the scenery because in certain parts, um, like for example, the water. I might
Yeah.
have that's part of the scenery. There might be certain things that I need you to change in the scenery, or maybe even work with the splitting of you having you animate the splitting of the sea, and I'll work with you on that along with Gershon,
Yes, sir.
because that's gonna be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what else is there? Because like for example, I'm gonna show you something.
Okay. Yeah, I often wonder about the splitting of the sea, the Red Sea.
All right, you see this? This was actually made in Anime Studio. So the quality is pretty good. That I was surprised they even got it to this level. I'm gonna show you how. So you see how they have the water moving?
The delay.
Hold on, 1 second. There you go. You see how the earth is breaking and all that?
Yeah.
So that's all interacting. You see the water, the earth, the lightning, all that. That's to give you ideas of how the scenery. You see how the ground is breaking?
Mm-hmm.
That's all part of the scenery. So I might have you just deal with that. But if this guy was be able to do this at the quality that he did, we can definitely um, make this happen. And we're not gonna make it 2 hours long anymore. What we're shooting for, because Deacon gave the order, we're gonna cut this down to half an hour each episode. We're gonna break it up into episodes. Um, and I think we should just do that because this is all new to us, and just to meet that 3 month deadline, I think that's what we should we're gonna stick to.
Brilliant. Okay.
All right. So any more questions?
Yes,
Yes.
Officer.
With the,
Oh,
oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, also with the character designs, we're gonna do a lot of close-ups to cut down on some of the.
Yeah, we're gonna do like for example Egypt, like the Prince of Egypt. You see this shot right here. I think we're gonna do a lot of close-ups because it's just too much. Even because what I do is I literally sit down and watch these other movies just to see what they do. And I see what they do, certain shots, the way they do them, because it cuts down on the work. Like even Dragon Ball Z, a lot of their frames are repeated frames. I notice. And I'm like, oh, that's smart because it's all about the illusion. Going because people what they're focused on is on the audio. That's what the audio and then the illusion that the imagery gives. So all that plays together makes the show great. So we're gonna have to use, and that's what I'm trying to figure out right now, is how to do the same thing in order to save time, not lose quality, but still make it look great. You know, you understand?
Yeah.
So
I think the close-ups you'll be able to see more detail in the facial expressions and
right,
more drama.
Exactly. There's more drama involved as well. So I have to go back to the story, start a story, and do some of the storyboards over the first scenes. Yeah. Who was asking the question?
just a Carmel, Officer.
Okay, there we go.
Yes. I was just going to ask because you mentioned that I should get Anime Studio. You mentioned about drawing within the program, but I don't know how I'll be able to do that, so I haven't got a graphics pin.
No, it's oh wait, that okay. Let me see something. Let me open up this program. Let's try to do your design of Moses right now. I want to see if I can get it done with just my mouse, because if I'm correct, I should be able to just do it with my mouse. Because normally sometimes, like let's say Illustrator or Photoshop, if you're trying to do art. Because how'd you do the Photoshop one? Because I know you said you scan it in and then you edit it on Photoshop.
Yes, I'm just like making the lines cleaner, so like rubbing out any marks and kind of just darkening like basically changing the contrast, I guess. So making it whiter and blacker, so it's not like a grey scan sort of thing.
Oh, okay. So let me just see something. Look at the click and drag, create. Okay, yeah. So this actually should let me do it. Maybe just try to zoom. I still don't know how to zoom. That's sad. Hold on. But anyways, here's the point. Let me just show you. Because if I click, here's a vector. It's gonna and then I drag it to the next point where it curves, and then drag it to the next point. What I can do is that since it come out, have you ever used Illustrator?
Yes, I recognize it now. Yeah, I understand what you mean by drawing.
Let me just see something. So you start drawing. The only thing is that we have to change the width. Let me see, width number 1. Yeah, it becomes thinner. I'm still, because my plan was going to I'm not sure if I said it before, but to have this already made into a full rigged chibi like they did with this other character on the side. So then I can show you how to move them around. What I'll do is I'll record one later. I'll do that now, and I'll record and put it up on Telegram. Just because I myself am still learning the program it myself. But this is what we're gonna do. All over to control. We have 41 people on here. Never mind. But let me see. Entire select the entire. Let me see. And so, and as you say, you give it a click, and it sends you to the tutorials. Let me just see something.
create shapes that have holes. Turn the autofill and select the oval option. Press circle.
The only thing that I don't like, and why I'm probably gonna have to make my own tutorials, is because they only show you how to make solid shapes. They don't show you how to make at the actual drawings. So what I'm gonna do is this. I know you guys got stuff to do. Is if unless you have more questions, I'm gonna do Moses right now, and then once I have him fully rigged, then I'm gonna record doing some movements, and then I'll do a little tutorial on how to do the same thing, and then Sister Carmel and whoever has a computer can download Anime Studio. I'm gonna find out if I can just send you guys my copy with my serial. That way you can just download and install it and start working on it. And if not, I think there's another way I can get you guys it. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let me. So I'm just gonna turn this thing off. I'm gonna upload the video and then start working on Moses.
Okay.
All right. Shalom.
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 So,
How do I get out of here?
What happened?